Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Jay's Learning School, where I help you to speak better English as well as to understand English, which in turn will help you to speak better English. I am so excited about today's lesson. We're going to be learning about common English homophones. And so I'm going to explain to you what these are, as they are very important to know when it comes to speaking English on a daily basis. Just a few things I would like to say before we get started. First, I definitely appreciate all of the new subscribers that have joined the channel, have signed up to be on the live stream. I'm definitely glad that you have chosen to be with us. If you're not a part of the live stream, make sure you go to the website, jayslearningschool.com, and there you can sign up and you can be a part of the live stream, which happens right now every Thursday at 7:15 p.m. And as we grow, if we need to change the time, we'll do that. But I do want to say thank you for taking part in this free English class. With that being said, if you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe. Turn that notification bell on so you can be notified of all of the free lessons that I give out throughout the week so you can speak better English. And please hit that like button and feel free to leave a comment, and I'll address the comments throughout the stream. Well, let's get into today's lesson, common English homophones. So what does that mean? We're going to be talking about words that have the same pronunciation, but they're different when it comes to their meaning as well as the spelling of those words. So you say the words and they sound the same, but they mean different things and they're spelled different ways. And so what I'm going to do, I have a handful of examples, and we're going to go through and I'm going to talk about each example, give you some sentences that you can practice. Of course, I like to tell you to make sure you listen to each video at least twice so you can become familiar with what is being taught. And on a third time, you can go back and practice without watching the video. So let's get into some examples of common English homophones. So wait, and of course it's spelled two different ways. Wait. The first wait talks about just being patient or letting some time go by. I need you to wait a minute. I need you to answer the phone. Please tell them to wait a few minutes. Or you may say, I was at the restaurant and we had to wait for 30 minutes. Or you may say, I had to wait in line. But the other wait has to do with how much something weighs, how heavy or how light something is. I need help moving the bed. It weighs or has a heavy weight. Okay, weight has to do with how heavy something is. If you compare a phone and let's say a pen, they have different weight. Okay, so weight. One has to do with measurement of how heavy something is, and the other one has to do with taking your time. Another homophone is week. There are 7 days in the week. That would be the first one. Can you name all of the days of the week? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A week. I don't get paid until next week. I have to go to get the oil changed in 2 weeks. But the other week, W-E-A-K, I feel weak. I don't have much strength. I need some help. I'm feeling weak. When my mother was sick, she was weak in her body. You understand the difference? So weak. Tail is another popular or common English homophone. Tail. Tail. That dog has a small tail. The cat has a long tail. Okay. Don't ride close to the tail of my car. Okay. So the tail can mean something behind you or a part of an animal. I am a human. I do not have a tail like a lion. Okay. But some people call your butt a tail. I'm going to whoop your tail. All right. But then tail, Tale, would be like a story. I read my child a tale before they went to sleep. Or a tale could be like, don't tell me a tale. Don't lie to me. Okay. Or I'm going to tattletale. I'm going to tell on you. Okay. Actually, tale, Tell, or Tell would be another homophone. So you have tail, and tail. I have to tell you something. That would be Tell. You get it? Great. See is another homophone. I see with my eyes. I cannot see that far. Okay. Something is in my eye and I cannot see. I can't read the book because I cannot see the small letters. But the other C has to do with the ocean. The fish live in the sea. The boat floats on the water in the sea. Okay? Air is another homophone. Air. I am breathing air. Or the air is different here in Georgia than it is in Texas. It's more humid. The air is different. Or the air is polluted. Okay? I'm gasping for air. I have something caught in my throat. I need some air. Please step back. She just fainted. She needs to get some air. All right? But the other type air would be someone who is next of kin. Okay? My eldest son is my heir. Or she died, but she did not have any heirs to collect her life insurance. An heir has to do with the next of kin. Okay? The king and the queen have 3 heirs to the throne. All right? Break. Break. So to break, you could use it in a sentence like, I went on break at 12 o'clock at work. Or you could use that first break as, look, break a leg, or don't squeeze too tight. I don't want you to break my neck. Don't hug me too tight. Don't break a rib. Please be careful with the glass. I do not want you to break it. Or I said a few moments ago, break a leg, which is a idiom that means do a good job. Someone may say, I have a speech tonight when I go to school. And so you may respond, hey, break a leg, which means do a great job. But break, BRAKE, you would describe that as like the car. I need to stop, so I hit the brake. Okay, so it has to do with slowing down of speed. Break. Board. Board. Put the cup on the board. or write your name on the board. You know, they don't even have chalkboards anymore in school. They use iPads, computers, and other type technology. When I grew up in school, we had a chalkboard and we learned how to write in cursive on the board. And most schools in this country, in the United States, don't even teach children how to write in cursive anymore. You would be surprised of how many young people do not even know how to sign their name. They need to go back to having a chalkboard. But then the other type board, you may say, man, this movie is slow. I am so bored. I fell asleep in class because I was bored. Okay. I was in a relationship, but she got on my nerves. She was such a bore, you know? So you would take the D off. That's why I said bore. But bored and bored, those sound the same, but they mean different things. All right. One of my favorites, 8. I ate dinner at 8 o'clock last night. So ATE has to do with consuming food. It's the past tense of saying eat. So we ate at the conference 3 times that day. When I went to my grandmother's house, we ate fish, macaroni and cheese, and we had iced tea to drink. We ate. But then EIGHT, 8, has to do with the number. The number 8. Pick me up at 8. Hey, I need 8 $100 bills. Okay. Do you have 8 singles? And a single is a dollar bill. I need 8 singles. So one has to do with eating in the past tense, and the other has to do with the number 8. Buy. Buy. These are very common in English conversations. I went to the store to buy some detergent. I went to the drugstore to buy a gift card. Or I went to the post office to buy a stamp. But BY, which is also buy, I went by the gas station and did not stop. I went by the stop sign and did not stop. Okay? Or you may say, when I get home from school, I want you to come by. But then you could use BYE, bye, like see you later. At the end of this English class, I'm going to say bye-bye or bye. Sale. Okay? My skin is made up of cells. Or cell could be, he was locked in his cell for 20 years. Cell in that sense would have to do with prison or jail. Okay? But cell could also be a phone. Call me on my cell. CELL. But sale, which has the same pronunciation but different spelling, SELL, has to do with the buying or the exchanging of commerce. I will not sell you this jacket for less than $30. Okay? I will sell you this iPhone for $15. So it has to do with the exchanging of goods and services. He tried to sell me a bad car. Sale. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We have a few more because I want you to have a good understanding of some common English homophones that you can use while you're speaking English. Chili. Okay? Sound the same, but they're spelled different. We had chili for dinner. They used ground beef to make chili. I use ground turkey to make my chili. Okay. But chili, Chilly, I have on my coat because I'm chilly. Where's my bathrobe? It is chilly in this house. So this chilly has to do with the temperature, it being a little cold. The air condition is blowing hard and making the room pretty chilly. Okay. All right, let's go to some more. I'm enjoying myself. I hope you are. Dear. 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 A salutation. Some men call women dear. That is something I use in my vocabulary pretty often. Like you would say yes, ma'am, or no, ma'am. When I talk to a woman, I may say, yes, dear. Could you pass me the pepper, dear, please? Could you meet me at the movies tonight? I want to spend some time with you, dear. Or when you write a letter, if you still write a letter, or if you send an email, dear Mr. Smith, excuse me, dear Mr. Smith. So a salutation. But deer, D-E-R, has to do with the animal. I saw a deer in my backyard last week. She slowed down in her car because the deer were crossing the street. Wow, that deer jumps really high. So deer has to do with the salutation, but then the other deer has to do with the animal. Dew, D-E-W, dew. Mountain Dew. I do not drink Mountain Dew. Or I was up early this morning before the dew was on the grass. Or there is dew on my car late at night. Dew having to do with precipitation in the atmosphere, water in the atmosphere. Okay. D-U-E is also pronounced due. The bill is due today. Or you may say to a woman, when are you due? Speaking of her pregnancy or her being with child. When are you due? Okay. I am due to go to the hospital in 3 years. Okay. So due having to do with a schedule. But then I didn't have it here, but D-O is due. So you have D-E-W, D-U-E, and D-O, due. Do you would use in a sentence like, do you subscribe to Jay's Learning School? Do you understand the teaching? Do you have a pen I could use? Do, D-O. I, okay? E-Y-E. My eyes are brown. Or you may say, look into my eye. I think you're lying because your eye is twitching. He was so ashamed he could not look his father in the eye. But then the letter I is talking about your person. I have on a blue shirt. I have an iPhone. I have a battery. I enjoy teaching English. Or I want you to hit the subscribe, the notification bell, and the like button. eye. Sounds like your eye in your eye socket, but it has a different meaning and it's spelled different. Flower. Oh, she started blushing when I gave her a flower. She turned red when I gave her a flower. Okay? Boy, the flower smells good. Look at the hummingbird that is near the flower. But then flower that's spelled Flour has to do with something that you cook with. If you're gonna make a cake, you need some flour. She was making a cake, but had flour on her apron and on her hands. I went to the restaurant where they made fresh biscuits with flour, salt, and baking soda. Okay, so flour having to do with an ingredient that you would use to cook something. But you also have flour when it comes to something that you smell. Okay, but then flour is not only having to do with the plant. You could say Sarah could not have a baby because she was past the age of her flower, saying that she was old. She was an older woman. Okay. Boy, didn't I break that down? Okay, great. Grate, great. Having to do with the container. Bring that grate over here. Okay. But then Great, man, you're doing a great job. You know why I subscribe to Jay's Learning School? Because he does a great and simple teaching. Okay. I have a great mother. Great. Here. Can you hear me? You don't have to talk so loud. I can hear you. Or speak up. I can't hear you. Or shut up. I don't want to hear you anymore. But Here, come here. Who lives here? The police asked. I don't want to go anywhere tonight. I want to stay right here. Our. Okay. This is our home. This is our car. OUR. These are not our glasses. These are my glasses. Our. But then HOUR has to do with time. We were at the office for 1 hour. We stood in line for half an hour. Jay's Learning School did a teaching for half an hour. Okay? We're winding it up here on today's lesson where we're learning about common English homophones. Hymn. When I went to church, they sung a hymn. When I got in the shower, I sung a hymn to myself. But him, HIM, are you talking about him? Who? Him right there. Or him over there. Him, having to do with a boy or a young man. Him, a pronoun that is masculine. Him over there. No. Do you know what I mean? KNOW. No. Do you know when my birthday is? I don't know your phone number. No. Do you know the capital city of Kentucky? If you know it, put it in the description. No. But then N-O, don't ask me again. I said no. Will you come over here and give me a hug? No. Woo, your breath smell. Did you brush your teeth? No. N-O. All right, a negative answer. Knight. Oh, here comes my knight in shining armor. Okay. K-N-I-G-H-T. A knight. When you play chess, you have to have two knights. Okay. But then N-I-G-H-T, I go to sleep at night. But my son, he goes to work at night. You understand? Night having to do when it's dark outside, when the moon is up. The moon comes out at night. There was a song back in the 80s, The Freaks come out at night. That was by a group called Houdini. Night. Okay, male. Male. Someone that is masculine. A male. I am a male. Okay. I am a man or a male. But then male, M-A-I-L, you may ask someone, did you get any mail today? I'm looking for a check. Did it come in the mail? I'm going to the post office to check to see if anyone sent me a postcard. I'm going to check the mail. And hopefully, if we continue to have subscribers, I can give you guys a mailing address and you can send me a postcard and let me know where you're from. We're winding it on up. Marry. Okay. They were going to marry one another in 2 weeks. M-A-R-R-Y. But then M-E-R-R-Y has to do with someone being happy. Man, I'm so merry. Or have a Merry Christmas. So happy, expressing joy, bliss, okay, excitement. We had a merry old time. That's how they would talk back in the, probably back in the 50s, because you don't hear anyone talk like that now. We had a merry old time. Oh, wow. I have someone in the chat goes by the name Alien, and very, very faithful viewer of my videos here on the channel. Welcome to the stream, and thank you so much for your support as always. Meat. Meat is another common homophone. M-E-A-T. Some people do not eat meat, okay? A person that does not eat meat is called a vegetarian. Or you may say M-E-E-T, meet me at 6 o'clock. Or meet me at 7:15 for the live stream. Meet, a coming together. Let's gather together. So I want to thank you guys so much for spending time. We've been on the stream for just under 30 minutes. And I have gone over about 30 different common English homophones. I want you to practice these. You can go back and watch the stream, or if you're at work, you can listen to the podcast where you can listen on your phone. Those links are down in the description. So take advantage of the free resources that will help you to speak and understand English just a little bit better. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe as well as like today's class session. That would really help me and the channel out. And turn that notification bell on, and I hope you join me next Thursday at 7:15 right here on Jay's Learning Channel. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Have a great evening.